to Pittsburgh, where Georgia Tech invades Petersen Events Center today. Two teams in the middle of the pack in the ACC, the Yellow Jackets and Panthers, both 5-7 as we move to the middle of February. Here for ACC Hoops. Hey everybody, Evan Leffler with the former Lethal Weapon 3 legend for Georgia Tech, Brian Oliver. It's great to have you with us, and hey, 5th place through 12th place in the league right now, separated by just a game and a half. And these are two teams trying to build momentum and separate themselves.
And we've talked all year long about the parity in the ACC, and that's definitely in full effect now. You've got two teams with this now. They need this win because you're talking only 8 games left in the regular season.
Yes, indeed. And you know as well as anybody, college basketball is a guards game. The Yellow Jackets have this dynamic duo, Michael DeVoe and Jose Alvarado. Jeff Capel says they're as good as any backcourt in the league.
And for so long, it's been Michael DeVoe, one of the top 10 scorers in the league. But as of late, Alvarado has been the guy who has stepped up. Again, being able to give them points and bunches. Alvarado and DeVoe, again, DeVoe is a guy that's very crafty, can get to the basket, finish around the rim, knock down the shot. And then you've got Alvarado, as of late, probably playing his best as any guard in the league, being able to score, being able to shoot it outside. Today, they're going to need both of these guys to come up big if they're going to get this road win.
It's already been a week that Jose Alvarado will never forget. He'll try to build on that today against a pretty good backcourt for Pittsburgh, too, with Trey McGowens and Xavier Johnson. They're seeking their 4th straight win in this building.
And that guard core for Pitt has got to come up big today. Hopefully they can play well, get off to a good start to get that 4th home victory.
All righty, two teams trying to separate themselves in the ACC. Georgia Tech and Pitt meet for the first time this season. Tip-off coming up next.
A big disgrace, waving your banner on. We will.
Now, get 0% APR for 72 months or $11,500 total savings on select F-150 models.
At Coyote, we're going to treat you like dirt because we hold dirt in the highest regard. We're honored to find it under our fingernails, lucky to be caked in it at day's end. It keeps us humble, honest. Dirt gets taken for granted by most, but if you know us, you know getting treated like dirt means getting treated with respect. Coyote, we dig dirt.
How much faster could one chuck work if one chuck had 2 chucks?
The award-winning switch driver does more faster.
Quick-releasing chucks save you time, while torque control gives you clean, beautiful holes without stripping your screws.
If you live somewhere and own things, this versatile workhorse is the perfect tool for you.
And no cords needed.
Because every switch driver comes with 2 20-volt batteries that you can use with all your Works Power Share tools.
Get yours today at switchdriver.com.
The zoo is alive here in Pittsburgh, but Ryan Murphy is not expected to play today. You look at our LS Tractor starting lineup for the Pitt Panthers. Murphy doesn't even have his jersey on. Terrell Brown does make his 6th start of the season, replacing Eric Hamilton in Jeff Capel's starting 5. For Georgia Tech, the same quintet that demolished Virginia Tech in Atlanta on Tuesday. Banks anchors it in the middle. Michael DeVoe made his triumphant return with Alvarado, Usher, and the very improved wingman Moses Wright. It's Alumni Day here in Pittsburgh. They're expecting more than 50 former Pitt stars. The students of the present ready to hype their team. Here we go. Brown and Banks jump center as Georgia Tech ball are underway. Alvarado picked up by McGowens. Tony on DeVoe. Without Murphy, Brian Oliver, Pittsburgh is really short-handed, especially in the backcourt. Oni Iziakudo, who played a few minutes in the game for Pittsburgh during the week at Notre Dame, he's out with an ankle injury as well, so they don't really have a true backup guard.
Well, one of the big things, though, for Pitt is that not having Murphy, that allows them to be able to get to the basket because you have to honor his three-point shooting.
Tech begins in a zone. Brown from just inside the elbow, can't connect. DeVoe the other way for the Jackets.
You saw that shot by Brown. I think that's one of the things for this Georgia Tech defense. You have to get the ball inside and then force them to have to convert inside.
DeVoe, physical play with Xavier Johnson, breaks the ice.
We talked about DeVoe earlier in the open. I think that for Georgia Tech, he's got to get off to a good start. As of late, Alvarado has been the guy that's carried them offensively. Good sign for Josh Pastner.
DeVoe averaging 16 a game, 7th best in the league. From the corner, Champagnie's first shot rims out. Champagnie coming off a 16-point second half on Wednesday night in South Bend. That's a terrible pass there. Careless turnover and a foul as McGowan's getting knocked over heading into the front court. Jeff Capel is still looking for his first win as a head coach against Georgia Tech. He's 0-1 at VCU. He's 0-1 at Pittsburgh.
But how about in his second year? Already matching the 14-win total with 8 left to go. He's done an awful lot for this Pitt program to change the expectation and the mindset.
I think it's fair to say both Josh Pastner and Jeff Capel building these programs back to what they can be. Tony's 3 off the mark, but the rebound finds Johnson. McGowan's finds himself open, passes it up. McGowan's to the basket, comes up short. Usher with the rebound.
Georgia Tech has to make sure they take care of the ball. Already 2 early costly turnovers. Again, for Josh Pastner, ball security with yet another turnover is something that's plagued the Yellow Jackets all year.
Champagnie colliding with the official Bill Covington. Stays with it, but they're going to wave it off. And a little premature paper toss in the zoo behind the basket there.
I'm sure the fans wish they could have that back. But again, you see the penetration by Champagnie, and then Brown coming in there, a little ambitious. You see the ref calling that off.
I wonder if they're going to try to pick up all those little shards of newspaper to do it again. Panthers are now 0 for 5. Georgia Tech 1 for 1, shooting 100%. They've turned it over 3 times. That's the catch. Brown, the bump on the perimeter. Jeff Capel displeased with a call. First on Brown. Josh Pastner is 2-1 against the Pitt Panthers as Georgia Tech's head coach. You know, Pastner and Capel, both in their 11th years as a head coach, they have the exact same number of losses. So they're trying to avoid falling behind the other today.
And I think one of the things for Josh Pastner, this is the most veteran ball club that he has in his tenure at Georgia Tech. You see yet another turnover. It's not one of the things you want to do for Georgia Tech because that allows Pitt to get out and run.
Moses Wright with a hip check on Johnson. Picks up the foul in transition. I mean, what are you seeing from the Georgia Tech offense so far?
Well, I think that they try to make too many home run plays, and that's one of the things that's hurt them throughout the years, that Josh Pastner always talks about being able to have possessions. And I think they have to slow down, especially on the road. Run your offense, get what you want. We've seen 3 times where they've made careless errors that plays into Pitt being able to get out in transition.
The Jackets have a variety of different zone defenses that they'll throw at Pitt over the course of the afternoon. Champagnie inside gets 2.
You see the confetti again. So Justin Champagnie being able to get to the back part of that zone. Again, you can't fall in love with just shooting 3-pointers. You've got to get into the teeth and be aggressive.
Alvarado, exactly as you said, to the basket.
And that's one of the things that he's done as of late, being able to break down these ACC guards and get to the basket. And again, for Georgia Tech, being able to score early, put some pressure on the Tech defense, on the Pitt defense.
Alvarado averaging 19 a game in their last 6. Good matchup here with Johnson. Now DeVoe switches on to Johnson. Alvarado's got McGowan's. Brown looking for Champagnie, well defended by Moses Wright. Here's DeVoe, dangerous off the dribble. Finds Usher open for 3.
Good penetration and set up by DeVoe. Again, we talked about his ability to be able to break down. He's sneaky quick with the ball, really crafty. That last time, be able to get in. Nice kick out to get Jordan with Usher going.
He is just smooth, isn't he?
He is. Again, when you look at him, he's not going to blow by you, but again, he's crafty. Left-handed guys who can score, really hard to guard.
Foul on the floor. McGowan wants the bucket. He's not going to get it. Jackets have not missed a shot yet. They're 3 for 3 from the floor. Not for the 4 turnovers. They'd be up big.
CPI Security. Identify yourself.
Unfortunately, break-ins happen every day. But CPI's real-time response makes all the difference. CPI can hear and see what's happening to get authorities there faster. You need a security system you can trust.
For a limited time, save over 50%. Plus, get your choice of 3 smart home devices free.
CPI. Intelligent security you can depend on.
And here comes South Carolina, home of the Gamecocks. Here's the left foot. Score!
Tune in to Fox Sports Southeast for all of your South Carolina Gamecocks sports updates.
Dad was 17 years old when he said, "I'm gonna save my family." I said, "How you gonna save your family?" Watch.
I don't give up. For me, that's not an option.
Introducing the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail, a new way to experience golf in Myrtle Beach. With over 20 courses to choose from, there's a perfect golf vacation waiting for you. Find the trail that's best for you at myrtlebeachgolftrail.com today.
A year ago, Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh met on February 20th. The Jackets opened the game on a 17-0 run, and Jose Alvarado had the best night of his sophomore season, 29 points. Xavier Johnson and Pittsburgh battled, but it was a big win for Georgia Tech.
Yeah, last year in Atlanta, it was all Jose Alvarado. Georgia Tech was able to do a good job of being able to force turnovers and make some good shots. That Georgia Tech team last year, not one of the best offensive performances, but came up big, scoring 73 points.
Kind of an off-kilter start today. Georgia Tech 3 for 3 from the field, but 4 turnovers in the opening 4 minutes. Pittsburgh just 1 of 6. James Banks with a huge rejection for Georgia Tech. We welcome those of you who just saw Boston College prevail on the road in Blacksburg. And Michael DeVoe buries another 3 for Georgia Tech.
Good recognition by Jordan Usher, realizing you've got a wide open Michael DeVoe. Transition defense is one of the strong points normally for Pitt that last time. And I realize you got to get back to Georgia Tech's best three-point shooter.
Just like the Eagles and Hokies, we've got 2 teams that enter the day at 5 and 7, part of that 5-team glob in 8th place in the ACC. Hamilton free throw jumper. And the stick back up and in for Justin Champagnie. He's the only Panther who scored so far.
Champagnie's the guy that has had a really good freshman year. And if I'm Jeff Capel, I put Champagnie right in the middle. Last time you've got a couple of non-shooters in Hamilton and Jones. And right there in the middle is the weakest part of that zone.
Georgia Tech turns it over for the 5th time in the first 6 minutes. That's great defense, though. Jose Alvarado takes the charge. Again, our starting lineups today presented by LS Tractor. Michael DeVoe, his 2nd game back from injury for Josh Pastner, and Terrell Brown gets the start tonight for Jeff Capel in the place of Eric Hamilton, who's coming off the bench and missed a couple quick shots for the Panthers. Injury news for both teams. Pittsburgh will not have Ryan Murphy today, out with a concussion for his 3rd straight game, and Georgia Tech not expected to have Evan Cole, who tweaked an ankle last week as well.
Yeah, Evan, early on, Georgia Tech doing a good job of shooting the ball, but costly turnovers. being helped. You see James Banks come up with a nice roll to the basket.
The senior has been a really strong interior threat for Georgia Tech. Banks with his first two.
And what's helped Georgia Tech early is that pick and roll when you're running with a DeVoe Alvarado, Pitt opting to double that. Georgia Tech doing a good job of being able to get the roll of that last time.
4 of the 5 Georgia Tech starters have scored, and you got a 3-second violation in the lane. I believe it was on Hamilton.
A lot of hesitation from the Pitt guards right now against this Georgia Tech zone. Again, I thought that if you're Pitt, you put up more of a better shooter in the middle. That last time, you've got Hamilton and Brown right there. Georgia Tech not allowing the Pitt guards to be able to penetrate and get to the basket.
Pittsburgh's catching up to Georgia Tech in the turnover department, Brian. That was their 4th on the 3-second call. DeVoe kicks it, gets it back in the corner, and he stepped out of bounds. Time to check out our Ford keys to the game. What you got, Brian Oliver?
Well, I think one of the biggest things for Georgia Tech is that points in the paint. You know, this is a team that wants to get to the basket. And then for Pitt, points off of turnovers. Earlier on, they've had some struggles with being able to score in the half-court offense. They want to be able to turn Georgia Tech off and be able to capitalize in transition.
Turnovers have been plentiful so far. Points off turnovers, not as much. 10 turns on 21 combined possessions, I'm told. Johnson gets fouled, and I think Jordan Usher just picked up his second. Beg your pardon, they gave it to Parham. Parham's first.
Well, one of the things for Pitt, you have to get in the crease right there, and you see foul on Bubba Parham. And that's one of the things, if you're Jeff Capel, you want to see your guards be able to penetrate a little bit more and force Georgia Tech to have to collapse. That's where you can kick out and get those open jump shots. But right now, Georgia Tech doing a good job of being able to limit Pitt to a one and done.
Xavier Johnson scored 17 points in South Bend. Competitive game for much of the night. Pittsburgh only turned it over 9 times against the Irish. Almost halfway there in 7+ minutes today. Bubba Parham rejected by Champagnie. McGowan's for 3. Rebound finds Parham. Doors a pump from Tony.
About that play by Justin Champagnie. Come on, weak side for that block.
It's a good defensive play, poked away by Tony. Numbers for Pitt. Johnson to Champagnie for 2.
This is where Pitt wants to get off and be able to get some offense. Again, coming up with big offense right now. Pitt trying to climb back into it.
Here's the points off turnovers you're talking about.
Well, a lot of that was going up for the block. You see penetration by Georgia Tech. Justin Champagnie coming over for the block. And then getting on the other end, being able to finish. Pitt getting back into it.
Your loved one was seriously hurt. The bills are piling up, and so are your questions.
What should I say to the insurance company? What if I say the wrong thing? Will they use it against us?
You don't have to know it all. You just have to know who to call.
Attorney John Foy and Associates.
When a serious injury leaves you with more questions than answers, call me. I'll handle the insurance company and fight hard to get you the maximum recovery.
Get the upper hand. Call the strong arm. Attorney John Foy and Associates.
This is the Chevy Silverado with the world's first invisible trailer.
Invisible trailer?
Hop in. Silverado offers an optional technology package with up to 15 different views, including one enhanced view that makes your trailer appear invisible. Wow, that's pretty sweet. That's cool.
Where's the trailer, though?
Get 0% financing for 72 months on all 2020 Silverado 1500 pickups. Plus, eligible GM card members get $1,000 in bonus earnings. That's on top of most other offers.
Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers, misfits, bad boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle. Looks like advanced engineering, and smells like fresh, cut grass. Bad boy. Mow with an attitude.
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by Bojangles. Drop a big bow box on dinner tonight. And Coyote Tractor. We dig dirt.
Snowy weekend here in Pittsburgh with Georgia Tech in front 12-8. Boston College is the team that surges forward from 5-7 in that pack to 6-7. Look out for the Eagles. They're on the move. Almost beat Duke at home on Tuesday night. Pitt and Georgia Tech, it really comes down to this. Winner of this game is in position to avoid Tuesday at the ACC tournament.
And that was the thing we talked about, is being able to get some type of separation with that log jam right there. And again, being able to pile up wins, especially on the road, have been big this year for a lot of teams.
Alvarado, that was a year ago against Pittsburgh, where he had 29, 6, and 5. Huge week for Jose. Scored 20 points on Tuesday and a big win over Virginia Tech. And then first thing Wednesday morning, his girlfriend gave birth and he became a father. Pretty special stuff for Jose. I wonder how much energy he has. You and I both know what it's like to go through that. Our wives did most of the work, but it's still an exhausting experience to play a game just a few days later. Josh Pastner saying he actually checked in with Jose to see, did he want to get shots up this morning? And Jose said, Coach, I haven't slept in 3 days. Josh Pastner canceled their shoot-around this morning, so Alvarado primarily could sleep in.
I remember my days of playing in Philadelphia with Charles Barkley. He used to always tell our coach, Jimmy Lynam, hey, Jimmy, you can get it to me early in the morning, you can get it to me later at night. I think Josh realized he'll go ahead and wait and try to get it from him later in the day.
4 to shoot. McGowan to the basket. Would not stay down for it, and the rebound for Wright.
Well, you see where Pitt has definitely missed Ryan Murphy, the guy that gives him that three-point look, and you see nice pass by Usher.
Khalid Moore finishes it for Tech. Khalid Moore hadn't made a field goal his last 2 games, 0 for 8. He was 5 for 6 the 2 games before that. Makes his first shot today, high percentage. Xavier Johnson pulls up.
Nice little pull-up by Xavier Johnson. I still think that if you're Pitt, you try to go north-south. You can't go east and west against this Georgia Tech zone. They've had a lot of success at being able to get into the seams of the zone.
Justin Champagnie was the only Panther with a field goal until Johnson buried that long 2. Found the rebound action going against Georgia Tech. Take a look at our Toyota tweet of the week. Comes from Jose Alvarado. February 5th, 2020 at 8:25 a.m. Changed my life. Welcome to the world, Naz. Nazanin is the full name. Congratulations to Jose and his girlfriend, Flor Castillo. Good luck. It's the best thing in the world.
Absolutely, and both of us having girls know that little girls will definitely change your life. I used to be a tough guy until my daughter was born, and that went all out the window.
Yep. Welcome to the club. Hashtag Girl Day. 15 to shoot for Johnson. Alvarado got his hand on the ball, couldn't swipe it. Now Champagnie the pull. Knew it was short when he left his hands, but the rebound for Brown.
One of the things that Pitt has done well about this zone is being able to get second chances. Nice little find to get Champagnie. And again, Evan, I think the weakest point of this zone is right there in the middle. That last time Brown coming up with an offensive rebound.
Champagnie's 4 for 7. The rest of the Panthers are 1 for 9. Midway through this first half. And yet it's a 2-point game here at the Peak. DeVoe steps inside the arc. Swiped away by McGowan. Stolen by Johnson. Right at Parham, and Bubba picks up his second foul.
We talked about this Pitt Panther team. They're at their best when they get turnovers and get out in transition. That last time. Yellow Jackets started out well in the first half. I thought that they were shooting the ball. As of late, ball security being a factor, giving Pitt an opportunity to get back in this game.
A lot of teams across America, Brian, Player picks up 2 fouls midway through the first half. He goes to the bench. Not the case with Josh Pastner and Georgia Tech. They're #1 in the nation, according to Ken Pong, in terms of playing guys with 2 fouls in the first half.
Well, and also, if they're playing that zone, it gives them an opportunity, too, where you're not worried about playing the man-to-man zone. You see good penetration, a big block by Moses Wright.
Out of bounds, it'll be Tech ball. Yeah, nice drive, better block.
You see Audi's Tony with a good drive, and then with the athleticism of Moses Wright coming over with the big block. Good defensive play for the Yellow Jackets.
Moses Wright has really made himself into an impact player. DeVoe tried to bank in the 3, wouldn't go, but the loose ball last touch by Tony. What has it been like for you watching Moses Wright evolve into the player he is now as a junior?
One of the things I think that for him, and he's got to be on that list for most improved this year, Georgia Tech, their assistant coaches have done a great job as far as player development. Last year, he went from a guy who was really an athletic player, but to being a guy that can put it all together, put the ball on the floor. That mid-range jumper has definitely added a lot to this ball club.
Average 3.5 points a game as a freshman, 6.5 as a sophomore, now 13 points per game. Pastner says he's just scratching the surface of what he can be with a shot clock winding down. He nearly threw that one in.
And I thought that Alvarado missed a great opportunity to get it down low to James Banks. And sometimes you got to give your big guy a touch, especially when you got a guy on his back.
Baseline jumper for Terrell Brown. That's the edge of his range. He ties it at 14.
It seemed like Pitt has been able to find their niche against this Georgia Tech zone.
David Johnson thought he had all ball. Foul trouble is not something Pittsburgh can afford, especially with Johnson and McGowan, because there's no Ryan Murphy to come off the bench. We saw him out early getting shots up, which is a positive sign. But we also saw that with C.J. Bryce, where he warmed up for a couple of games for NC State before he returned from his concussion.
And I think that we talked to Jeff Capel and even then Kevin Keats, it's that protocol, making sure that they can go ahead and meet those different milestones. And again, they definitely missed Murphy today in his outside shooting ability.
Johnson fadeaway wouldn't fall, but Brown has been impactful early. And Pittsburgh has a chance to take its first lead after the break. Free throws coming for Brown. 14 all, first half in Pittsburgh.
Good lunch.
Lease a new 2020 Toyota Tacoma SR5 Double Cab V6 for just $239 a month for 36 months. Power runs in the family. Toyota, let's go places. Shh. It's quiet. It's battery powered. It moves around via intelligent navigation. But this robot doesn't keep your carpet clean. It keeps your grass like a carpet 24/7. Husqvarna Auto Mower gives a lawn so perfect you'll want it inside your house. Buy yourself some time to do other things. Buy the world leader in robotic mowing at your Husqvarna reseller today.
The new $3 Little John from Jimmy John's is just like our original sandwiches, only littler. So we bought a little ad on Lil John.
Little John, yeah! $3, what?
Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just scroll through amazing hand-picked low-mileage cars and tap to buy. Thousands of cars priced below market value. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorites.
You're watching Fox Sports South.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh. 7:45 remaining in the first half. Georgia Tech and Pitt even at 14 apiece. The Jackets are shooting 50% from the floor, but turnovers have been the bugaboo. 10 already, of 9 already.
Well, that's one of the things, too. Ball security has been something that has plagued them as of late. When they can take care of the ball, it gives them more opportunities. When we talked to Josh Pastner, he was basically candid and saying, hey, Jose Alvarado, Mike DeVoe, and then Bubba Parham have to do a better job. When they do a better job of taking care of the ball, then we're at our best.
Coaches often tell players, don't try to make the tough play, make the easy play. How hard is that mindset to have as a former player?
Well, you have to have it, especially on the road. I think that there are some things that you can get away on at home that you can't. You've got to be a little bit more selective in trying to hit those home run plays. And earlier on, we've seen Georgia Tech careless, but a lot of it has to do with the defense from Pitt and what they try to do ball pressure.
Terrell Brown trying to give the Panthers their first lead of the day. Panthers by 1, and a quick word now from Myrtle Beach Golf Trail.
Myrtle Beach Golf Trail, a new way to experience golf in Myrtle Beach. Visit myrtlebeachgolftrail.com.
2-for-2 for Brown.
Terrell Brown's not a guy that they're going to throw the ball to on the post a lot for offense, but I think that he's been big in this first half, Evan, at being able to get them back in this game with his shot blocking ability, coming with some offensive rebounds, and then knocking down some shots as well.
All 3 of his rebounds so far at the offensive end. Deep 3 for Parham. He's got that range, but not that time, and McGowan's the other way. McGowan's 0 for 3 so far, has not scored. Rebound, pinballs to Banks.
If you're Trey McGowan, you can't be hesitant on that shot. Again, Jeff Capel always encourages guys to take good shots. He's wide open.
Pittsburgh back in his zone now. Floating it to the corner. Usher's pass deflected and stolen. There's turnover number 10. Offensive foul is the call on Drumgoole Jr.
And the crowd let him hear it. Again, Josh Pastner telling his guys that transition defense is good. And you see, I don't know about that one, partner. I don't know if Parham was set.
Jeff Capel certainly disagreed. Still pleading his case. Alvarado in the lane. Can't finish. Rebound bounces around, and it'll be a foul on Georgia Tech. It's on James Banks.
With Georgia Tech opting to play 4 out and 1 in. I still think against that zone, you've got to give James Banks an opportunity to be a go one-on-one.
All 5 of Josh Pastner's starters with 1 personal foul apiece right now. And then Bubba Parham with 2 off the bench. That's your 7, which is sending Brown to the line to shoot 1 and 1.
And then you look at it, this pace favors Pitt. They're a team that holds their team down to below 60 points, 62 points a game. And again, for this Georgia Tech team, you want this pace to be up. You want the point total to be up right now with a little less than 7 minutes. This pace favors Pittsburgh.
1 of 2 for Brown that time. Georgia Tech hasn't scored in more than 5 minutes now. 0 for their last 6. Johnson hangs in the air. Tony nearly kept it alive, but Georgia Tech secures the miss. Jackets with a win today could get back to the 500 mark overall for their season. More importantly, they could rise into that top 7 or 8 in the ACC. DeVoe.
Nice move. Nice little hesitation. We talked about how crafty he is. You've got to go out and honor that shot by DeVoe last time, being able to get and use the rim as some protection. Hopefully that'll get him going.
Snapped a 5.5-minute drought, Brian, without a field goal for Georgia Tech. 5.5 to play in the first half as well. McGowan's to Brown, power dribble. Slam back in by Champagnie.
Off the finish again, we saw Champagnie with a big block earlier and a finish early going up and put back down.
Champagnie's got 10, including that loud detonation to give Pittsburgh a 3-point lead. the second foul on James Banks, the illegal screen.
Pitt's doing a really good job of being able to make the offense from Georgia Tech a little bit more difficult than last time, a little indecision.
Moses right back in. Banks to the bench with 2 fouls. And we spent some time chatting with Jeff Capel before the game about Justin Champagnie. Capel said he finished the game with 20 and 11 in South Bend, and frankly, Capel thought he left a lot of points and rebounds on the table. Terrell Brown has been a huge impact player back in the starting lineup for Pitt today.
And again, how about Brown in the offense that he's been able to get known for his defense and shot blocking ability. He's coming and giving Pitt a big boost in the arm offensively.
17-4 is the Pittsburgh run. And there's the second foul on Alvarado.
Terrell Brown going on both ends of the floor. Again, you see Brown coming up, and he and Alvarado going after that. Again, I thought that Brown was a guy that came in and kind of changed the tide for them. They struggled earlier, being able to put him inside in the middle, being able to get some good touches.
Terrell Brown, busy man at the free throw line. This will be his 5th and 6th attempts. Terrell had 3 blocks at Notre Dame, making him the ACC's active block shots leader. He enters the day 3 more than Virginia's Mamadi Diakite.
And I think one of the things that helps him as a shot blocker, when you've got guards that Pitt has in Johnson, McGowans, and Tony that can get up in your face and funnel you, it gives you a lot more confidence being able to play up-tempo defense knowing you've got a shot blocker back there protecting the rim.
Free throws are literally the difference in the game right now. Jackets have not been to the line. Panthers 7 of 8. Shot clock down to 5. Parham knows it, gives it up. Moses right, banks it in. Good vertical defense by Brown, but Wright hung tough in the air for 2.
Yeah, it's the athleticism of Wright being able to absorb contact and then finish. Again, this game is going back and forth.
Johnson lets it fly. Good block out by Jordan Usher. And here's DeVoe. Slithers to the rim and draws the foul on Brown. And that is his 2nd personal.
We got athleticism at his best going on both ends of the floor. Georgia Tech being able to come in and finish. And then on the other end, you've got Pitt being able to do the same thing. Big finish. Justin Champagnie put it back on.
At Rooms to Go, President's Day starts right now with big savings on stylish living rooms like this. Just $9.99 or $17 a month interest-free. Or this. Save on great-looking bedrooms like this. Just $12.77 or $22 a month. Or this. Choose dining room values like this. Or this. It's room after room, all at low sale prices with 5-year interest-free financing until February 2025 during the Rooms to Go President's Day sale.
Make winter easier on your vehicle by pouring Z-Max micro lubricant into your crankcase and fuel system. As Z-Max lubricates and disperses carbon buildup, it helps with easier starts, improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Z-Max micro lubricant, the lubrication boost your engine needs in cold weather. Buy Z-Max today at zmax.com or at your local auto parts store.
How much faster could one chuck work if one chuck had 2 chucks?
The award-winning switch driver does more faster. Quick releasing chucks save you time, while torque control gives you clean, beautiful holes without stripping your screws.
If you live somewhere and own things, this versatile workhorse is the perfect tool for you.
And no cords needed. Because every switch driver comes with 2 20-volt batteries that you can use with all your Works Power Share tools. Get yours today at switchdriver.com.
This is a payday bar, and there's only one thing you need to know about it. It has a truckload of peanuts surrounding sweet caramel. I mean, holy, look at all those peanuts. Best part is it helps you get through your day. Payday. Get to it.
At Coyote, we know that when the weekend rolls around, you have 2 choices. Kick up your feet or kick up some dirt. If only all decisions would be so easy. Coyote, We dig dirt.
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by the Works Switch Driver 2-in-1 Drill and Driver, Husqvarna All-Star Lawns Start with Auto Mower, and CPI Security.
Back inside Petersen Events Center. Pittsburgh trying to make it 4 straight wins in this building. Georgia Tech looking for their 4th ACC road win. That's something the Yellow Jackets have not done since the 07-08 season. Michael DeVoe with 2 shots out of the timeout. First free throw of the game for Georgia Tech. DeVoe played 32 minutes in his return to lineup against the Hokies. That was Josh Pastner's way of working it back in. Only 32 minutes because he usually plays about 35. 4th in the league in minutes per game is DeVoe. What are the different ways you've seen Pitt try to attack this zone?
Well, I think earlier on they struggled with being able to just bail out shoot shots, but now you see the penetration and the finish by Trey McGowan is not settling. Again, for a zone, sometimes you get a little lazy, and that last time you see McGowan's putting his head down and being able to finish at the rim.
How about Trey's reaction there? An emphatic sense of relief, and that shot went through, and Alvarado shaken up for Georgia Tech down at the end of the bench.
You see Alvarado taking a shot and immediately going over to the bench.
Been an injury-plagued career for Jose. Junior from Brooklyn playing his 73rd game for the Jackets this afternoon. Crossed over the 900-point mark on Tuesday night against Virginia Tech. Last thing Josh Pastner needs is for him to get his bell rung and miss some time.
I think one of the things that's changed the tide for Pitt is that earlier on they couldn't get going, and their aggression and being able to settle and get to the basket has changed a little bit.
Jump ball called with Brighton Hamilton. See what happens here with Alvarado and McGowan's.
You see that shot, and then maybe with a hand from McGowan may have caught him in the eye.
Did that happen to you?
More than I can remember. Got a lot of stitches around the eye from getting caught at the inopportune time.
Best life between the lines. Safer with the headset on over here courtside.
Absolutely.
Tony's been quiet. That's a double dribble. Just a careless turnover there. Pittsburgh with 6 turnovers. Of course, is 5 fewer than Georgia Tech has.
And again, Evan, we've talked about Pitt and how they've been able to have some success against this Georgia Tech zone. You've got to go north and south. One of the ways that they've been able to be successful is attack the gaps. This last time going east and west does not fare well for them.
Barham, DeVoe, Usher, Banks, and Wright for Georgia Tech. Nice pass to Banks inside, easy 2.
Nice penetration by DeVoe being able to get in, and the drop off. Again, DeVoe, how about get in there and talk about how crafty he is being able to get it over to Banks with a finish.
Meanwhile, Trey McGowan's by the Pittsburgh bench got shaken up after that play. Did not see how he stumbled or landed in the aftermath of that Banks layup, but he's precariously headed to the locker room.
And that's not something that Jeff Capel can afford. Again, we talked about not having Ryan Murphy in the layup lineup. Having one more guy go down makes him have to go back into his bench.
Oni Iziakudo also sprained his ankle this past week. He's on crutches. Darryl Drumgoole Jr. is the backup guard. And Jeff Capel saying he's really more of a forward. Xavier Johnson, only guard on the floor, can't connect. Banks with a good rebound. In transition, right. Which way is it going to go? It's on Georgia Tech. Johnson takes the charge.
And I've got to put that charge on DeVoe. You don't want to give your big guy an opportunity to ball that far away where it puts him in a bad position. If you see DeVoe come down and then you see Johnson already set. You want to give your big guy a chance where he can put the ball right up. That last time, good transition defense by Johnson and drawing that charge.
That's 2 fouls on Moses Wright. 3 different Georgia Tech starters have 2 fouls. Alvarado, Banks, and Wright. 3 important players. So we tick down to a minute to go in the half. Drumgool Jr. can't finish. Wright the rebound, outlet DeVoe. Final minute here, the first half in Pittsburgh. A huge call, obviously, on that block charge, because otherwise it would have been number 2 on Xavier Johnson.
That last time, good transition defense by Pitt. I thought Tech had the numbers.
Right, looking for the range, finds some little teardrops.
Again, one of the best ways to beat a zone is to be able to get inside. Good recognition, getting the ball, get right a touch for the finish.
It's been an interesting first half, Brian. I mean, Georgia Tech led 12-4. 8-point lead was as wide as it got, and then Pittsburgh jumped up 23-16. They led by 7. Now it's a 1-point game.
Well, I think Georgia Tech started out shooting the ball really well, and then Pitt had some offensive difficulties with the zone. Then they were able to force Georgia Tech into a lot of turnovers, allowing them to get back into the game with their transition offense. Then I thought Terrell Brown came in and gave them a nice little punch in the arm offensively, and then slowly they were able to find success with that zone.
Georgia Tech shooting the ball 48% from the floor. They've already turned it over more times today than they did against Virginia Tech in the part of the game that mattered on Tuesday night. Yellow Jackets only turned over 5 times last Saturday in the loss at Notre Dame.
But how many times did we see the game within the game in this first half? There have been different runs. And so with Georgia Tech, they started out shooting the ball well. Then they were turning the ball over. Pitt struggled. Then they were able to find some kind of offense. And it's pretty much have evened out a little bit as you come out into this last play in the first half.
Panthers have not made a 3 in the half. They're 0 for 5, and yet they lead by 1. Couple seconds is the difference between the game and shot clock. See Josh Pastner in the defensive stance, left side of your screen. Champagnie dials long distance.
And on cue, that's the one guy out there that you do not want to give a chance to get his feet set, Justin Champagnie.
3/4 court heave, Parham hit the glass. Champagnie with the first 3 of the half for Pittsburgh. Extends the lead to 4.
You see great recognition, being able to get the ball over to Justin Champagnie. Again, going into the half, definitely got to be a big plus for Pittsburgh. You got to be able to get over to the shooter. He's the best one for Pitt right there on the floor.
Well, Georgia Tech has won 5 games this year when trailing at halftime. They're going to have a happy Saturday in Pittsburgh. They're going to need to do that for a 6th time this season. Your score at the half in Pittsburgh. Panthers 28, Jackets 24.
This is not just any other biscuit. It's an ode to buttermilk, a 2-handed Bojangles made from scratch masterpiece. And this is not just any other sausage patty. It's perfectly seasoned with just enough kick to make your mouth brace for impact. Which means this clearly is not just any other sausage biscuit. Because when all of that hot, hefty, home-style goodness melds into one, your stomach and wallet will compete for the title of most full. Bojangles, it's bow time.
How well does your financial advisor know you? If they saw you on the street, would your advisor recognize you? At Ameriprise, we see you as more than a client. That's why our advisors care about what's important to you. They offer personalized advice to help you prepare for what's expected and even what's not, giving you the freedom to live financially confident. Because to us,
them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, that surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Good energy energy at the Zoo this afternoon in Pittsburgh. The Panthers lead 28-24 at halftime. Second game of our doubleheader on your regional sports networks. Earlier, a thriller in Blacksburg between Boston College and Virginia Tech. Tom Wormy, Mike Jaminski had the call. They're standing by live.
Thanks, Evan. Here at Castle Coliseum, we needed overtime to decide this game between Boston College and Virginia Tech. It was their second meeting this season, Mike. They played 2 weeks ago. BC had won at home against Virginia Tech. They made 11 three-pointers. That tied their season high. And how about from the free throw line for Boston College? 20 of 26. They were clutch.
Well, and they were so poor at the free throw line earlier. But and we talked to Jim Christian before the game, and sometimes we make this game a little too complicated. He said, what's the difference? And he said, we got to make shots.
They did. That's exactly what they did. You mentioned that they were just 11 of 27. The first time that they had gone to the free throw line in the first game 2 weeks ago. But Stephon Mitchell was huge. Couple of three-point baskets for Mitchell.
Yeah, and he was, a double-double, and he came in second half and overtime, 21 points, 15 rebounds, 6 assists. And just really put his team on his back, really showing his all-around game. We know all the other things he can do, but the scoring was the big difference today.
Yeah, he was 9 of 11 from the free throw line. Those numbers you mentioned, Mike, 21 points, 15 boards, both tying a career high. As we look at the final numbers, it took OT, but Boston College wins it on the road, Mike.
Yeah, and they got off their early lead, and then Virginia Tech responded, and it was basically a close game all the way throughout. But BC was the team that made the big plays at the end of the game and in overtime.
They trailed by 5 at halftime, but in the end, it's Boston College over the Hokies in OT. Let's go back to Pittsburgh and Evan.
Tom, G-Man, thanks so much. Two teams trending in different directions. BC on the rise, and the Hokies losing their 5th in a row. 2 5 and 7 teams here at the half of Alumni Day, a 4-point game.
Hi, Katie Osborne for Endurance. Now, have you ever thought about how much it costs when your car breaks down? Because when your warranty expires, you'll pay thousands in repairs. Remember, auto insurance only covers you in an accident. So when your car breaks down, you need an Endurance Vehicle Protection Plan to cover the cost of parts and labor, the mechanic of your choice, all while providing 24/7 roadside assistance. And that's why we say insurance plus endurance equals total protection.
This is protection in a world of distraction. This is value you can't ignore. Get 0% financing for 60 months and save $1,000 on the 2020 Rogue.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
From inner space to cyberspace to outer space. If we can do all of this, just imagine what we're doing in our own backyard.
Canes, Golden Knights, tonight at 9:30 on Fox Sports Carolinas.
Many of the Panthers of the past are heading out to the court right now. DeJuan Blair, Carl Krauser among Pitt alums expected today. And the current Panthers, after trailing by as many as 8 in that first half, Brian Oliver lead by 4 after a strong finish to the half. On a big day in the ACC, obviously a game that the Capel brothers will be interested in later tonight. Their alma maters going head-to-head, Duke and UNC. Florida State, Miami was competitive for a half. Seminoles pulled away late. And I'll tell you, Virginia has been a team that Louisville's had some issues with in past years.
And this is a team that struggled earlier offensively, but as of late, it seems like that they've been able to find, some points. One of the things, obviously, you look at that Duke-Carolina match, but how about Boston College going on the road and winning at Virginia Tech today in overtime?
Notre Dame coming off a 3-game homestand in which they beat the teams we're watching today. Also, Wake Forest going through South Bend. The Irish winning 3 straight, heading on the road to face Clemson tonight.
And again, we talked about that log jam of those teams in there. Some movers and some losers. Again, a lot of teams trying to separate themselves. Syracuse, I like them. I think today that game against Wake, they definitely got to put that win to stay right there in the thick of things.
If they win that game, they're clear in 5th place. If they lose that game, they're in the glob. That'll be basically from 6th to 12th. And the Hokies were in the top of the league a while back. Now they've lost 5 straight. Things can turn quickly in the 2020 ACC on Alumni Day.
Good lunch. Get 0.9% APR for 60 months on a new 2020 Toyota Tacoma. That's just 0.9% APR on the Toyota Tacoma. Power runs in the family. Toyota, let's go places.
Throw your hands up when you feel the vibe. Keep them in the air and shake them side to side. We putting on the pressure. You better go harder. When the pressure's on us, it makes us work smarter. Stand up, get up, and put your hands up. Shake them side to side and get ready to ride. If you think you got game, then bring it on. Throw your hands up when you feel the vibe. Keep them in the air and shake them side to side. We putting on the pressure. You better go harder. When the pressure's on us, it makes us work smarter.
50 feet wide, 94 feet long, 22 feet 1 3/4 inches, 10 feet high. College basketball is back. Get ready for the buzzer beaters, the fantastic finishes, the bitter rivalries. College basketball, all season long.
Of people with developmental differences do not have a paid job. We are ready.
Are you?
Let's build the workforce of the future. Join us at deliveringjobs.org.
Wednesday on Fox Sports South, back-to-back hoops kick off with the Eagles weathering the Hurricanes. Then the Tigers attack the Panthers. The ACC doubleheader tips off at 7 Wednesday on Fox Sports South, streaming on Fox Sports Go.
Pittsburgh 28, Georgia Tech 24 inside the Petersen Events Center and courtside with Brian Oliver, Evan Leffler along with you today. Georgia Tech has had an interesting week. They win a big game at home on Tuesday. Jose Alvarado becomes a dad on Wednesday. Josh Pastner encouraged him to take care of the baby like he's been taking care of the basketball lately. The baby is very precious. The basketball, not so much in that first half. They turned it over 11 times.
Yeah, and I thought that they came out and they had a hot start earlier, being able to shoot the ball, and I thought that they were off and running, being able to knock down shots early, being able to get to the basket at will. But then all of a sudden they started turning over the ball, and then they allowed Pitt to get back into it. I thought that they were careless about their ball protection and ball security, and that allowed Pitt to be able to get into it because up until then, they didn't have anybody that could actually take care of the ball. Georgia Tech turned over the ball, allowed Pitt to be able to get back into it. And then what happened after that is that Justin Champagnie came in. I thought that he was the guy that showed up for them in the first half, being able to get them points in a lot of different ways, being able to get inside that zone and be able to finish. And again, once he got going, I thought that Pitt got some opportunities. He was able to get some finishes at the rim. And then I thought what was key for them, that big three-pointer to close out the half allowed them to extend on that lead.
In his last 2 halves, the second half at Notre Dame and the first half today, Justin Champagnie has scored 29 points. 13 at the break today, 13 of Pittsburgh's 28. Panthers by 4, second half coming up. waving your banner
Now, get 0% APR for 72 months or $11,500 total savings on select F-150 models.
You didn't cause the wreck, but guess what?
You could be the one left holding the bill for thousands and thousands of dollars.
Don't do it alone. Call the strong arm.
The difference between being handed a big check or having to write one is proving the other driver was at fault. Do you really want to deal with that after an accident? Let me do it for you. I know how to prove you weren't to blame and how to get you the most money possible. Call me today.
Continental tires are built for the road, connecting you to all of life's adventures. Whether you drive to live or live to drive, Continental tires deliver the performance you need to tackle those adventures with confidence. Continental Tire, for what you do.
Is no less than any other family.
My heart doesn't see race. Love is love.
Jose Alvarado appears to be all right. Took a shot to the face. Inadvertently, it appeared, from Trey McGowan's late in that first half. Jose only has 2 points, 2 rebounds in the first 20 minutes. He played 17 of them. Georgia Tech is out shooting Pittsburgh, but the turnovers are the difference in the game.
And that's the story for Georgia Tech. I think that points in the paint, we highlighted that. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. And then for Pitt, I think that they had some success at being able to find a way to offset that zone by being able to get into the middle, to attack it. They've done well. Again, we talked about Terrell Brown stepping up for them as well.
Pretty typical game so far for Pittsburgh, considering, I mean, they're third in the league in scoring defense. They've only allowed 24 points so far. They're second in the ACC in turnover margin. They're +6 in that department. What's the recipe here to continue containing Georgia Tech down the stretch in the second half?
Well, I think that one of the big things is that this pace of the game has been in favor of Pitt. This Georgia Tech team has been averaging 70 points in ACC games. And I think for Pitt, you want to continue to extend them, get deflections, get out in transition.
Josh Pastner even mentioned to us a stat. Pittsburgh undefeated under Capel when they hold opponents below 60. Who starts the second half athletic play from Usher.
And that's a guy that I think that has to get going. Nice penetration. I thought that he was really indecisive in the first half, had some costly turnovers, and passed up some shots that he had early.
Pastner saying after the Hokies game that Usher really played the right way against Virginia Tech. Inside. Oh, rejected. Banks sends it back.
And that's one of the things that I think that Banks gives you down low. And you see nice penetration by Brown, and then Champagnie doing a good job of great recovery by James Banks coming on with that block.
See, Champagnie thought he could shake it free, a little spin move, just gonna flip it in. And
well, I also thought that, you know, first 5 minutes you see who comes out with better energy. You see Tony come down with that nice three-point shot.
He's another guy who was very quiet offensively in the first half.
And he's a guy that, again, that throughout this year has given Jeff Capel some really good minutes. I thought that, again, who comes out and is very aggressive, you see with the big block by Terrell Brown. You see Usher go to the basket where he's trying to do a posterized jumper. How about Terrell Brown being able not to meet him at the rim before he goes there? And that's one of the things that I think that Brown has given them all afternoon.
Terrell Brown's wingspan coming into effect there.
Panther. And the guy with the ladder's out there checking. You don't see the ladder except on Saturday night at the ACC tournament or Monday night, the Final Four. We've had 7 block shots in the game, several of which have been memorable, including these last 2 a minute into the second half.
And you've got 2 guys in Banks and in Brown who are tops in the league in block shots.
Good time for today's Protect the Paint, sponsored by CPI Security.
And you see both guys coming up with big blocks. You see this last time, James Banks with good recovery. And then, again, Terrell Brown with the big block, denying Jordan as he's trying to get to the basket for a finish.
And a jump ball called. Tony got his hands on the ball, and DeVoe is tied up.
One of the things we talked about with Jeff Capel said that he hit the toughness that his guys play with. And again, I think that that's one of the advantages that Pitt has had against the Georgia Tech guards is their level of toughness and being able to come with those 50-50 balls that last time. Good tie-up.
Johnson kicks it. McGowan comes up short for Terrell Brown. Aside from Champagnie, Brown's been Pittsburgh's best player today.
And one of the things that he's done is being able to give them second chances by coming up with those offensive rebounds. Georgia Tech has to do a better job of being able to block those guys out.
Loose ball picked up by Banks. DeVoe's had a couple moments. He's got 9 points, leading the Jackets right inside, going to the line.
Good ball movement that last time by Georgia Tech. Jordan Usherwood, I think, still passed up a jump shot, being able to get the ball inside to Moses Wright.
Terrell Brown just picked up his 3rd foul. Certainly something to keep an eye on from the Pittsburgh side of things. Moses Wright, 55% from the line this year. Get the roll on the first, and now here's a word from Bojangles. One of 2 for Moses Wright. Eric Hamilton bear hugs the rebound.
Interested to see with Brown going out of the game now. How does that affect the defense from Pittsburgh? Because, again, having that guy down there and offensively, him being able to come up with some big offensive rebounds.
Shot clock down to 7. McGowan to the corner. Champagnie's open. Got it!
Nice recognition by McGowan, getting inside, penetrating. And if you're Georgia Tech, you got to realize the one guy out there that can hurt you is Justin Champagnie. I would let the other guards shoot those shots, but you got to make sure that you recover and get a hand on some Champagnie.
16 points for Champagnie, only player in the game, either side in double figures. Usher defended well, travel.
Again, Evan, as the shot clock is going down, one of the things you want to do is recognize being able to get in. I saw great penetration, getting the ball over to Champagnie. He said getting a little bit of a friendly roll.
Pittsburgh up by 6, despite the fact, Brian, that their guards, and we're counting Champagnie as a forward, Pittsburgh's guards are 3 of 17 from the floor. It's Champagnie and Brown. Hamilton too strong. Rebound, Georgia Tech. DeVoe finds Banks. Extra pass. One too many.
If you got to be frustrated if you're just passing. That last time, Banks not getting a lot of touches. Right there, if you're a big guy right around the rim, you don't make an extra pass.
Especially on the bounce.
That's a shot. That's a shot.
Looked like he was open, too. Turnover number 15 for the Yellow Jackets with 16:30 to play.
Georgia Tech defense, you've got to recognize who's a threat. Good recognition, getting the ball inside. Champagnie has been the offense as of late for Pitt.
8 of 11 from the floor, 18 points. for the Brooklyn native.
We talked before.
Winning the battle of Brooklyn today against Alvarado.
Well, and what they've done is Pitt's been able to recognize that that weak part of that zone is getting it right there in the middle, and you put a shooter there.
Jose hasn't found the range. And there's a foul on Hamilton on the rebound. Yellow Jackets will keep it, but Pittsburgh has his largest lead of the day.
This is not just any other biscuit. It's an ode to buttermilk, a two-handed Bojangles made-from-scratch masterpiece. And this is not just any other sausage patty. It's perfectly seasoned with just enough kick to make your mouth brace for impact. Which means this clearly is not just any other sausage biscuit. Because when all of that hot, hefty, home-style goodness melds into one, your stomach and wallet will compete for the title of most full. Bojangles, it's bow time.
How much faster could one chuck work if one chuck had two chucks?
The award-winning switch driver does more faster.
Quick-releasing chucks save you time, while torque control gives you clean, beautiful holes without stripping your screws.
If you live somewhere and own things, this versatile workhorse is the perfect tool for you.
And no cords needed. Because every switch driver comes with two 20-volt batteries that you can use with all your Works Power Share tools. Get yours today at switchdriver.com.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers, misfits, bad boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle. Looks like advanced engineering and smells like fresh, cut grass. Bad boy. Mow with an attitude.
Wednesday on Fox Sports South, back-to-back hoops kick off with the Eagles weathering the Hurricanes. Then the Tigers attack the Panthers. The ACC doubleheader tips off at 7 Wednesday on Fox Sports South, streaming on Fox Sports Go.
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. And Myrtle Beach Golf Trail.
We knew he had some talent outside of the two teams here at Petersen Events Center today. Check this out. This is during the break. And a half-court shot. Amazingly, I think he just won $110, which is not bad. I'm sure he's not complaining, but you've seen guys win tuition for making a half-court shot.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anything, though, just the adrenaline rush of being able to hit the shot. I think that the 110 is nice, but just to be able to tell his homeboys and maybe wife or girlfriend, it's like, they need to sign me up, man. My jumper's warm. It's wet.
Well, the two teams are combined 4 of 15 from 3 in the game. The fans are 1 for 1 from half court. Georgia Tech basketball out of the timeout. They haven't made a field goal in more than 3.5 minutes. From the short corner on the attack, Usher double clutch and score.
Nice move by Usher, and I think again for Georgia Tech, not settling for outside jump shots and being able to get inside that zone. That last penetration by DeVoe set that up.
McGowan's way off, fouling the rebound action going against Usher. Strong work from Hamilton on the glass.
You see this last play, nice penetration by DeVoe, and you see Usher being able to get past his man with a pump fake. Athletic to up and under to be able to get that finish.
Into Tony, open look. Outside shot has not been there for either side. Of course, these are two teams that don't rely on the three. It was crazy. Georgia Tech against Virginia Tech. Yellow Jackets entered that game 337 in the nation in threes. Virginia Tech was number 9, and of course, Georgia Tech made twice as many than Virginia Tech. Nice shot there for Michael DeVoe.
Again, penetration set that play up. Last time DeVoe set up Usher. Usher returns the favor. Georgia Tech then able to score back-to-back buckets.
Evan Leffler, Brian Oliver with you from the Petersen Events Center in the Steel City. Local news last night said it was the most significant snowfall of the season. And they're expecting some more later today. Shot clock's down to 5. Deep three, McGowan. He puts it in.
McGowan is a streaky shooter, and he's one of those guys that you let him get going. Penetration by Alvarado. One of the best ways to offset a zone or a trap is to be aggressive.
Well, in our open, we talked and hyped the battle of the backcourts, and McGowan's and Alvarado have both been quiet until this last sequence.
Well, you got both teams who are really good defensive teams, and again have been able to stifle the other backcourt and not allow them to get going.
McGowan's has 5, Alvarado has 4. Inside, it's Hamilton. Scrap it for 2. Timeout, Jeff Capel. 6 minutes gone, second half. Hamilton with his first basket, the grad student from Atlanta.
When you're at your weakest, they appear out of nowhere. Their offer sounds attractive. Help with your injury claim, promises of a huge settlement in a short amount of time. It sounds too good to be true. And it is. These scam artists give good lawyers a bad name, and they could cost you everything. Don't talk to someone you don't know. Call me. I'll fight so you don't have to.
Good lunch. Get 0.9% APR for 60 months on a new 2020 Toyota Tacoma. That's just 0.9% APR on the Toyota Tacoma. Power runs in the family. Toyota, let's go places.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
It's quiet. It's battery-powered. It moves around via intelligent navigation. But this robot doesn't keep your carpet clean. It keeps your grass like a carpet 24/7. Husqvarna Auto Mower gives a lawn so perfect, you'll want it inside your house. Buy yourself some time to do other things. Buy the world leader in robotic mowing at your Husqvarna reseller today.
Canes, Golden Knights, tonight at 9:30 on Fox Sports Carolinas.
Here's today's Toyota Let's Go Places on Alumni Day for Pitt basketball. Plenty of old Panthers from the past made the return to the Peak. You've done this in Atlanta. It's always fun to go back, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always fun to go back and to be able to have the camaraderie with the guys that have come before you. And you see Billy Knight in there in that group.
Georgia Tech and Pittsburgh had 2 of the most entertaining games in the history, Brian, when you played the 89-90 season that ended in a trip to the Final Four. Bobby Cremins and Paul Evans, the 2 coaches going head-to-head. Chance for a 3-point play here for Moses Wright.
And one of the things that Georgia Tech has done better as of late is being able to penetrate. You see the nice little dip-off and the finish from Moses Wright. Georgia Tech doing a better job of being able to get inside the teeth of that zone and penetrate. Getting their big guys some touch last time. Moses Wright being able to be a little bit more involved.
Second foul on Hamilton. Wright completes a 3-point play.
Georgia Tech back into this man. And again, for Pitt, they've got guys that can go downhill. Interested to see if McGowan's and Johnson get a chance to get a little more penetration to the bucket.
McGowan's off the dribble. Leaves it for Johnson. Seems like another close game brewing today. Johnson for 2. No. Before the win over Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech played one close game after another. Travel is the call there on the jacket. Turnover. Number 15.
Good defense by Justin Champagnie. I thought that He was able to stay in front of Michael DeVoe, forcing that turnover. You see Josh Pastner pleading with the official, trying to get a call.
Meanwhile, for Pittsburgh, 9 of their last 11 games have been decided by 10 or less, including an 8-point loss Wednesday in South Bend. Fouls on Alvarado. That is his third.
I think with these, when Georgia Tech goes to man-to-man, you're going to see the Pitt guards try to get a little bit more of an opportunity to get to the basket.
Nice pass to Champagnie. And one.
Good offense. Out of bounds play. You saw Justin Champagnie be able to go back door. And you see great recognition by Justin Champagnie. Realize he's got his man on his back. Again, how many times have we talked this afternoon? And you see a good dime by McGowan's being able to get him. He had DeVoe on his back, being able to complete the and one.
6 assists for McGowan's. He has no turnovers. Xavier Johnson also has 6 assists and no turnovers. Those two guys, 12 dimes, no turns. In a nutshell, that's why Pitt's up 7. Before any shot, the foul on Hamilton. Third on Hamilton. By the way, Champagnie now 21 points. His 5th game of the year with 20 or more. Into right. That's been his spot all day long against the Pittsburgh zone.
And that's one of the things that Georgia Tech has come up better. I think that you continue to give Wright a touch, especially in a lineup where he gets a chance to go one-on-one against Hamilton. If you Yellow Jackets, you got to do a better job on the defensive end and getting a stop.
Moses into double figures for the 13th time in the last 15 games. And free throws coming here.
And one of the things that Pitt does a really good job of being able to get the ball to Trey McGowan.
Excuse me, Brian. That's the 4th on Jose Alvarado. Josh Pastner kind of pointing at him, saying, "You're staying in the game." With 12:13 to go, Alvarado's going to stay in the game for the moment. And now a quick word from Bojangles.
Say good morning and mean it with 2 hefty, zesty Bojangles sausage biscuits. It's Bo time.
McGowan's 2 for 2.
I think if you're Georgia Tech and Josh Pastner, if you're opting to keep Jose Alvarado in the game with 4 fouls, you go back to that zone and you try to protect him because, again, playing McGowan's going to be aggressive trying to get to the basket.
Open 3 is buried for Bubba Palmer.
Bubba Palmer's one of those guys for Georgia Tech. If you give him an opportunity to set his feet, knocking down that 3 again, Georgia Tech being able to still narrow that lead.
Pittsburgh keeps building a 7 or 8 point lead. Georgia Tech keeps battling back into it. Under 12 to play in a 4-point game.
Again, Georgia Tech opting to go back into that zone.
Champagnie. Oh, yeah.
Again, one of the things that hurts with that 1-3-1 is that you got to have Moses Wright go out there. Justin Champagnie filling it from outside.
It's a career high for the freshman Justin Champagnie. He's got 24. Wright over Hamilton, short, gets his own rebound, perseveres through the contact, can't convert. Wright stays with it again and draws the foul. It's on Hamilton.
Both teams being able to find it from behind the arm. And you see, first of all, Bubba's arm knocking it down, and then to be able to match it, Justin Champagnie being able to knock it down. Hit up by 7.
For me, it's about lift capacity.
It's about the hydraulics.
It's a weight thing.
It's about how well it's made.
Steel, baby. More features.
Standard features.
It's about doing more.
It's about the land and making it better.
Having something to pass down.
It's about having pride in my work.
It's about owning the best.
There are approximately 6.5 million people with developmental or intellectual differences in the United States.
The unemployment rate for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities is 81% in the United States alone, which to me is an absolute tragedy.
Only 36% believe that people with intellectual differences can be leaders.
I stock up 9 kitchens and 22 conference rooms. I'm responsible. I can learn new things. I enjoy working with friends, and I like to get a paycheck.
Join us. Join us, and we can change the hiring culture in our country.
Join us in delivering 1 million jobs for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And by doing that, we will develop a more inclusive, welcoming, and kind society.
You're watching Fox Sports South.
Today's big bowl moment, courtesy of Justin Champagnie, who's 10 of 13 from the floor, 3 of 4 from deep, career-high 24 points.
And he's been that source of offense for Pitt first and second half. I thought that his ability to make shots, you could tell he was being able to come up big, knocking out inside, outside, 24 points. Big bowl moment. Again, he's that guy that's come off of them big, career high.
I mean, he's 10 for 13. The rest of the Panthers are 7 for 29. He's got half their points.
Yeah, and I think that his ability to knock down the shot, we talked with not having a Ryan Murphy, where would Pitt be able to find some outside shooting?
Yeah.
I thought that he came out and kind of established it. And again, we talked about him earlier about with Jeff Capel, talk about how capable he can be for a score for this team.
If you joined us late, Ryan Murphy unavailable today. He suffered a concussion on January 31st, right before Pittsburgh's game against Miami. Missed the game against the Canes, missed the game on Wednesday against Notre Dame. I walked out in this arena right around 12:05 today, and he was walking out right around the same time. He was in his t-shirt, he had his headphones on, started putting up shots. I thought he was probably going to play. Jeff Capel said he wasn't ready.
I think we were both fooled by that because, again, we did a game earlier in the year with North Carolina State and Virginia Tech. We thought similar with C.J. Price.
Wolfpack star, leading scorer, was out with concussion then. Deese Tony to the basket.
That pick and roll was set up because it forced the switch. James Banks was guarding Tony. No one to recover for Georgia Tech. And again, dangerous time for Georgia Tech because, again, as of late, Pitt has done a good job of being able to get what they want from outside, inside the lane.
3 won't stay down for Parham. Panthers with their largest lead already, up 9. And a bad pass there. McGowan's seeking Tony on the lob.
See Jeff Capel put his head down.
You can read his lips saying, we're good, let's go.
Well, and that's what you have with a young team, is that sometimes you have the tendency to want to hit the home run. Last time, McGowan's trying to go for the lob.
Panthers back in the zone. Banks pretty good position. And before the follow, foul call and free throws coming. Banks will shoot 2, the foul going on Brown, and that's his 4th.
Well, and I think too, Evan, I think for Georgia Tech, they're sitting back and they're going east to west. I think when you've got Wright and Banks down there, you trying to find a way to run a high-low or get the ball inside and put a little bit more pressure, especially with Brown in the ball game.
Banks has 6 rebounds, but only 4 points. And Brown going to the bench with 4, replaced by Hamilton. Brown and Hamilton each have 4 fouls. Hamilton coming off the bench. Now Alvarado has stayed in the game with 4 fouls since the 12-13 mark.
And again, Georgia Tech has to do a better job of being able to limit Pitt on the other end, making sure that they keep them solid, understand who's a shooter, who's not, and then you've got to box out. Pitt has been able to get those extra possessions by getting offensive rebounds. Georgia Tech has to put a body on someone.
McGowan's open look. Battle for the board for Banks. Outlet for DeVoe. 1-on-2. Step back 3. Why not?
How about the play from DeVoe again? I thought that he was against those 2 guys being able to put them both on skates and the step out. That was a big, big play for Georgia Tech.
14 points for DeVoe. Off the nice outlet pass from Banks. They did credit Banks with an assist. Johnson fouled by Parham.
Again, what set that last play up is you see the shot. And talk about Georgia Tech coming up with rebounds. How about Banks coming with the monster rebound and the kick ahead, and DeVoe coming up with a big shot. Again, what you didn't see was how he was able to free himself up. Seems like Pitt was able to stretch out this lead. Georgia Tech still fighting to hang in there.
Xavier Johnson around the screen, can't finish. Another rebound for Banks.
I think Pitt is doing a bad job of just settling for three-pointers. I think that earlier they were able to get inside and take advantage of getting the ball inside out.
DeVoe kicks it for Parham. In the trees, he finds himself open, left it short. Banks was too strong. And then Parham and Tony tie up the rebound. It'll be Tech ball.
And last time, Bubba Parham doing a great job of being able to get to the basket. Didn't realize he had an easy shot. And you see the penetration by Parham. He should have shot it right there. And then someone told him to finish it. And then Tech not being able to come up. And you see Tony there fighting for it. Possession arrow, Georgia Tech favor.
8:43 to play.
Man-to-man, I think if you're Georgia Tech, you still find a way to get the ball inside. Give Wright, who's got Champagnie on him, a touch in the post.
Kick ball, shot clock at 20. Alvarado inbounds. Parham into Banks. Backing down Hamilton, playing with 4 fouls. Easy 2 for James Banks.
And again, you've got Banks being guarded by Hamilton. Hamilton's got 4 fouls, and you've got a smaller Justin Champagnie. You're Georgia Tech, you try to get the ball inside. Again, big play for them then, got to get a stop.
Pittsburgh ballooned the lead to 9, and now a 6-0 run for Tech. Hamilton, free throw jumper, won't go. Someone tugged on the net inside. I wasn't sure who it was.
I still believe that you put a Justin Champagnie right there in the place of Hamilton. That's the weak point. Pitt has been able to get those shots, but you never want Hamilton shooting that shot. You may want a Justin Champagnie instead.
DeVoe fouled on the ground by Xavier Johnson. Second foul on Johnson. We got a great game brewing in Pittsburgh. 7:50 to play. The difference is 3.
At CPI, we think outside the box. So we designed a security system that's smarter and works for you. Take Ivan, intelligent video activity notifications.
Ivan identifies and alerts you when a person, vehicle, or even animal is detected. And it's all integrated with the best security system so you can sleep at night.
For a limited time, save over 50%. Plus, get your choice of 3 smart home devices free.
CPI, intelligent security you can depend on.
Good lunch. Lease a new 2020 Toyota Tacoma SR5 Double Cab V6 for just $239 a month for 36 months. Power runs in the family. Toyota, let's go places.
Shh. It's quiet. It's battery powered. It moves around via intelligent navigation. But this robot doesn't keep your carpet clean. It keeps your grass like a carpet 24/7. Husqvarna Auto Mower gives a lawn so perfect, you'll want it inside your house. Buy yourself some time to do other things. Buy the world leader in robotic mowing at your Husqvarna reseller today.
This is a payday bar. It has a truckload of peanuts and a caramel core that gets the job done. It's 10.5 centimeters of awesome, unless you get the king size, which is 14.7 centimeters of, oh yeah. Payday. Get to it.
The new $3 Little John from Jimmy John's is just like our original sandwiches, only littler. So we bought a little ad on Lil John.
Little John, yeah! $3, what?
ACC College Hoops is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Be bold, be confident, live fearless. Your local Ford dealer. And LS Tractor. Visit us at lstractorusa.com.
7 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the second half. Pittsburgh clinging to a 3-point lead that was 9 not that long ago. 6-0 run over the last 2+ minutes.
An interesting stat for Pitt is that we talked about Justin Champagnie and how efficient he's been. 10 for 14 from the field. The rest of the team, 8 for 33.
Staggering number. Meanwhile, DeVoe has been Georgia Tech's leading scorer. Hits the front end of the 1-1. He's now got 15 in the game. Sophomore from Montverde Academy, where he was teammates with R.J. Barrett. In the NBA with the New York Knicks after a year at Duke.
Well, we were talking about how Pitt has not been able to find ways to get McGowens and Johnson going, but I think that if you realize that Champagnie is that guy, again, I'd run right back into the middle.
Champagnie hasn't touched it yet. Flash in the middle, now he's got it. Launches and connects.
And again, that's the way that if I'm Pitt, you got to get Champagnie an opportunity to get the ball there. Georgia Tech, you got to recognize that you got to follow him. You can't just turn him loose that last time. Moses Wright releasing him, allowing him to get that open shot.
The answer to tie the game from Michael DeVoe.
A little inside-out action. Again, you got back and forth. Justin Champagnie being able to get behind the zone that last time, recognizing and getting that shot. And then on the other end, you've got Georgia Tech coming in, realizing a little inside out, getting it over to DeVoe. This again, DeVoe being able to knock it down.
.52 all with 7:12 remaining. Shaping up to be a pretty incredible one-on-one battle. Champagnie's got 26. DeVoe has 19. And they're both the only player on their team that's shooting the ball great. DeVoe 6 of 8, also 6 assists.
So here's the thing, too, as you come to the gut of the game, both coaches realize, hey, what kind of adjustments do we need to make on offense and defense? And if I'm Pitt, you realize that right there in the middle is where we have to get the ball to Justin Champagnie. If you're Georgia Tech, you keep an eye on him because he's been the guy that's hurt you all afternoon.
Trey McGowan. That one is good.
Nice shot by Trey McGowan, too. Again, we talked earlier with Jeff Capel telling me he encourages guys to not shy away from the moment. That last time, McGowan's coming with a big 3.
Goodness, back and forth and inside. It's an offensive foul on Wright. Number 3 on Moses.
You see Wright going in. How about Hamilton realizing that Wright already committed himself? A lot of times you tell your players don't jump too far outside. Good rotation. Took it right in the numbers.
Battle of attrition with 6.5 to play. McGowan's had a 33-point game as a freshman last year, but Champagnie's chasing today. Comes up short that time.
Last time Champagnie kind of short-armed it.
4 on 5 right now. Moses Wright was tying his shoe, and yet Hamilton just fouled out.
I think that's his 5th foul.
Grabbing Banks inside. Brown back to the table.
And you see that last play. James Banks trying to get a seal on him. And you see Hamilton fighting around.
2 points, 3 rebounds, 5 fouls in 17 minutes for Hamilton. This front end of the 1-and-1 there for Banks. Costing this free throw. What do you think is going to be the difference in these next 6 minutes?
Well, I think for Pitt, they've been able to get in the middle of that zone. You saw McGowan's hit a 3-pointer, but again, getting to that weak point there, Georgia Tech, you got to recognize who the shooters are, and then you got to make sure that you box out.
Long 2, nothing but net for Johnson.
Georgia Tech's got to do a better job of being able to rotate. A lot of times I think that there's some weak points in that defense, and in an offensive end, I still think that you go inside out.
Pittsburgh has led throughout the second half. Out of bounds there. Jackets came from 9 down to tie it, but they never took a lead.
Yeah, I think turnovers have been a thing that plagued Georgia Tech early. Josh Patch, you have to be frustrated, but again, for Georgia Tech, you've got to get a stop on this end. If you're Pitt, find a way with this man-to-man to get down here.
18 turnovers for Georgia Tech. The most since Virginia turned them over 18 times on January the 18th. McGowan. Referees looking at each other, and that'll be an offensive foul. Tim Comer, Bill Covington, eyes connected, and the Pittsburgh bench erupted in dismay. That's a call.
You see that last play. Again, McGowan's is a guy that wants to get to his right hand, and you see Parham over, absorbing the contact.
That looked like a block. Right hands in the air. No. Banks and Brown battling for the board. Banks wins it again. Stays with it and cannot convert, but a late whistle. Technical foul on Jeff Capel. He threw a towel in disgust and got teed up.
And you see the frustration. I think Jeff Capel upset because he thought that the ref was a little late on that call. You see the fight, Moses Wright come up and how about James Banks fighting for it, not coming up, fighting for it again.
That's also the 5th foul on Terrell Brown. Jeff Capel has been standing with his eyes completely averted from the officials. Capel's back is to the officials. He's not even looking. He doesn't want to tempt himself to say something else. So Alvarado's going to get 2 free throws, and then Banks is going to get 2 free throws. And Terrell Brown fouled out. Abdul Kareem Koulibaly, who has not played tonight, is coming in.
And you see Jeff Capel, when he realized that, he was like, okay, just turn around, take a breath. And you can understand the frustration again because he thought that may have been a very late whistle. Interesting to see less than 5 minutes. How does this impact Pitt on both ends of the floor and having both of your bigs foul out?
You see Alvarado pantomime the high fives after he made both free throws to high five nobody else.
Oh, he's a colorful character. We have yet to see him be able to play that guitar hero hitting the 3.
There's still time. So now Banks gets 2 free throws. Jeff Capel, I'm not sure if we showed it. Right when the whistle blew, I think he threw a towel, not in the direction of the court, but more in the direction of his bench. And out of the corner of his eye, the official, A.J. Desai, saw it and gave the quick tee.
Missed opportunity. James Banks coming up. Not coming up with either one of those free throws. Again, if you're Pitt, and Georgia Tech playing a man-to-man, you want to find a way to get your guys going downhill and trying to get to the basket.
Pittsburgh's crowd trying to will the Panthers here down the stretch. McGowan for 3. Rebound Tony. Sticks it back in.
And again, Pitt does a great job, one of the better offensive rebounding teams in the conference. Aldis Tony coming up with a big basket.
12-second chance points in the game. Wright turns it over, the 19th Yellow Jackets turnover today.
Costly turnover again. If you're Pitt, run some clock. The clock is your friend.
Champagnie's had the hot hand all day long. Tony tried to hand it off, a foul call. Who's the foul on here? It's on Wright. That's number 4 on him. Catch your breath. 3:50 to go.
Auntie's Tony giving Pittsburgh a 5-point lead.
Hardee's original Beyond Thick Burger patties, 100% plant-based, but it's just as tasty as our charbroiled burgers. It's crazy. Makes my head hurt just thinking about it. Ow.
The original Beyond Thick Burger, now at Hardee's.
Bring color to life with the very best paint, only at your Sherwin-Williams store.
Take on winter with Honda's full line of impressive all-wheel drive SUVs and crossovers. Now is the right time to spend less and get more. More safe trips home with real-time all-wheel drive. More in control with dual climate control. More room for gear with folding magic seats. More convenience with a hands-free tailgate. And everyone's favorite,
more heated seats.
Get more this winter with a great deal on an all-wheel drive Honda, like the CR-V, HR-V, Pilot, and Passport. Hurry to your Honda dealers of the Carolinas to get more.
Introducing the Myrtle Beach Golf Trail, a new way to experience golf in Myrtle Beach. With over 20 courses to choose from, there's a perfect golf vacation waiting for you. Find the trail that's best for you at myrtlebeachgolftrail.com today.
People ask me, if Hardee's Beyond Sausage is 100% plant-based, how can it be just as satisfying as a real sausage? The answer's simple. I don't know.
The Beyond Breakfast Sausage Biscuit, now at Hardee's.
Shout out to all the Pittsburgh fans braving the elements here in the Steel City to pack the Pete on this Saturday afternoon. Keys to the game, we talked about points in the paint, points off turnovers early. Brian, how do you feel the teams have done?
Well, and I think that for Georgia Tech, you see points in the paint at 30. But the big thing that's hurt them is turnovers at 19. That's allowed Pitt to be able to get 15 points off the turnovers. And I think that as you come down to the gut of the game, it's basically going to be for Georgia Tech, do you take advantage of being able to have a much smaller Pitt lineup out there and again taking care of the ball? But for Pittsburgh, what they've been able to do is, since Georgia Tech has gone into a man-to-man, is being able to get downhill. Again, getting the ball into their shooters' hands and being able to attack the rim.
Trey McGowan's at the line. 1 for 2. Gets the rebound himself. It found him.
Missed opportunity by Georgia Tech. You definitely got to box out the shooter. That last time just turning and going. Gives Pitt another opportunity to run some clock and then try to make your move with a penetration to the basket.
Koulibaly set the screen. Xavier Johnson rejected by a flat-footed Moses Wright. He's a little gimpy running down the floor. Here's DeVoe on the attack. Chance for a three-point play.
How about the recognition by Jose Alvarado, realizing he's got 3-on-1. Opting to go to Michael DeVoe. DeVoe being able to set him up and get to the basket. Again, we talk about his ability to finish as a lefty, absorbing the contact, going to the basket for an and one to narrow this lead.
I'll tell you, Brian, Georgia Tech has not led since the score was 14-12. And yet they continue to just hang around.
They keep cutting away at it, but it seems that as soon as they get close to it, inabilities to get stops on the other end, and then not defensive rebounding, giving Pitt an opportunity at another crack at it.
DeVoe's got 22. That's the Jackets deficit to 3. Oh, great move. McGowan's went right around Alvarado.
And Alvarado's mistake on that is that pushing up on McGowan's. Again, he's a right-handed driver, but you don't want to give him a free run to the basket.
That was the Matador defense there for the guy with 4 fouls. Meanwhile, DeVoe gets to the rim but can't finish. Loose ball for Johnson. Numbers the other way. Xavier Johnson right past Parham. Wave off the basket. Johnson clearly fouled.
See that last play is that Johnson realized that he's got Parham and being able to, I don't know about any partner. A lot of times you see this pickup right here. Again, Parham being able to draw the contact. Johnson be able to go to the basket.
Well, in the NBA, that's an and 1.
Yeah, and I think that, too, for Johnson, understanding that he's got Parham back, and he's backpedaling.
1-and-1 for Xavier. He's got 7 assists and no turnovers. Now a quick word from Works Switch Driver.
The Works Switch Driver. With 2 rotating chucks, you can switch between bits in a second and get projects done twice as fast.
Panthers trying to make it 4 straight wins here at Petersen Events Center. Trying to get to 6-7 in the league with 7 games left. Clemson Tigers coming here this Wednesday night, 9 o'clock tip on your regional sports network. Right, nice dish, but Banks couldn't handle it.
And last time, you see Moses right with a bounce pass. A lot of times, throw it up at the rim, make him go get it. Turnovers have plagued the Yellow Jackets all afternoon long.
That's 20.
This next possession for Pitt, again, you run some clock, get the ball to your guys, make a penetration, put the defense on their heels.
5th time this year, the Jackets have turned it over at least 20 times. Handful goes without Alvarado, and there's Champagnie putting the game away with a putback.
And Champagnie coming up with an offensive rebound at last time. Realize he's got a smaller Alvarado on him.
The lead is back to 9, matching the largest of the game. DeVoe nearly walked. Usher kicks it. Parham fakes it. Takes it. McGowan's the rebound. 2 minutes to go.
Big possession for Pitt. Being able, again, run some clock. There's no sense in rushing right now for Georgia Tech. You got to get a stop, and you got to put a body on someone.
No Ryan Murphy for the Panthers. Eric Hamilton, Terrell Brown have both fouled out. But this guy's been incredible. And Justin Champagnie will get back to the line with 1:40 to play.
Yeah, we talked all afternoon about Justin Champagnie coming with the play of the day, being able to come with the offensive rebound and the putback. And again, last time clashing. And you see, he's done it all afternoon long, being able to come up probably the play of the game.
It's his 5th 20-point game of the season. He's at the line trying to pick up his first 30-point game as a Pitt Panther. That gives him 29. He's got 1 more. Most points by a Panther in a game this season. For Justin Champagnie, the freshman from Brooklyn, New York.
And Champagnie has been huge all afternoon long. And you hear the Pitt fans letting him hear it. 30 points, 9 rebounds, and efficient 12 for 17.
I love what Jeff Capel told us before the game about not accepting good. He said the team got a lot of praise after the Duke game for how close they were, how tough they played. And he said to his team, we need to be offended by getting pats on the back in a loss.
Well, and he's come back and he's changed the culture here. This is a team that won 3 conference games, only had 14 wins last year. They've already met that season total with 14 wins and 5 in conference. You still got 8 games left to go. And again, he's trying to change the culture and the expectations here.
Obviously, Pittsburgh went winless in ACC play 2 years ago. 3-15 last year, finishing the season on a 13-game losing streak after they showed some improvement in January. Looking for ACC win number 6. Alvarado buries the 3. It's his first 3 of the game. Alvarado now has made a 3 in 11 straight, but still an 8-point gap with 1:30 to go. And now a look at our Jimmy John's freaky fast play of the day.
And you see the ability of being able to get up and down the floor is what Pitt wanted to do. And being able to get the ball over to Justin Champagnie all afternoon long. That's one of the things that Pitt was able to do to help them have a stronghold on this game.
So Georgia Tech takes the timeout. Each team now with 1 timeout remaining. 90 seconds on the clock. Both teams in the double bonus. How long do you play defense before fouls?
Well, I think that with only a minute and a half, you make a play at the ball. And if you don't get that first steal, then you've got to extend this game by being able to go foul. You don't want to be able to allow time to run off the clock if you're Georgia Tech.
Champagnie inbounds for Tony. Johnson fouled by Usher. 5 seconds into the possession.
And if you're Pittsburgh, then you want to make sure that you step to the line, knock out your free throws. You don't want to foul. You want to be able to make them get up on it. You see, again, Georgia Tech trying to come up with the steal. Usher making a play on the ball and come with the foul.
One thing Pitt's done really well today is shoot free throws. 15 for 17. That's 88%. If Pitt can hang on, it'll be their first 4-game home winning streak since the 14-15 season. They would improve to 5-2 in ACC home games this year. With another home game on tap against Clemson Wednesday night. Then a trip to see the struggling Hokies. After that, that's next Saturday. DeVoe had it poked away. Champagnie the steal. That's the cherry on top of the sundae for Justin Champagnie's 30-point afternoon. Banks gives the foul with 1:03 left. Panthers are going to improve to 15-9 today. And they're going to start thinking about what might be in February if they can peak at the right time.
Well, and you look at the 2 toughest games, or actually 3. You see Florida at Florida State, at home against Virginia, and then that Syracuse team. Virginia Tech, I feel, is kind of slid a little bit playing against that Clemson. These are a lot of winnable games. And we talked with Jeff Capel, too, about, hey, have you had that conversation with your team about aspirations for the NCAA tournament? He said, honestly, in August we did. He said, because my guys are so inexperienced, I don't know if I want to put that pressure on them right now.
Before the season began, Alvarado's 3 way off. Jeff Capel gave each player on his team a map. And on that map of the United States were the locations for the 8 first-round destinations for the NCAA tournament. And he said, look, it's going to take a lot of hard work. And look, they're not in tournament really contention right now. They would need to go on one heck of a run. Currently 83rd, I believe, somewhere in the low 80s in the net ranking. So they got a ways to go, and a home win over Georgia Tech is not going to move the needle that much. But the point is, the improvement over the last few years, they're seeing the dividends.
But in that schedule, there's some resume builders. We talked about Florida State, Virginia, who's turned their season around, and then Syracuse. And as these other teams get big wins, then beating them helps them and puts a better look on their resume.
Looking up high, Wright stuffs it in, and Josh Pastner will use his final timeout with 38.5 seconds left. Jeff Capel in his 2 years at Pittsburgh entered the day 28-28. The progression is obvious.
Well, and obviously if this game pans out and they get the victory, you're talking right now with 8 games left to go. He's already doubled his conference win total, and that shows again what he and his staff have been able to do with bringing in players and trying to establish a different mindset as far as winning in the basketball culture here.
They'll hopefully get Ryan Murphy back on Wednesday against Clemson. Meanwhile, the Yellow Jackets, I feel like they missed an opportunity today just by being careless with the basketball. And a difficult schedule coming up, a home game with a top 5 Louisville team, and then back-to-back road games. That's a difficult next 3 for Josh Pastner's game.
And especially for a team that has come in winning 3 of their last 4. Josh Pastner talked about the win that they had at home against Virginia Tech. You have to take this. They missed an opportunity here today. But again, one of the good things about having 8 games left to go is that their schedule will allow them some opportunities to be able to get some big wins too.
Justin Champagnie, 12 of 17 from the floor. Champagnie's teammates combined are 12 for 40. Quick math. 12 for 17 for Champagnie, 12 for 40. Everyone else for Pitt. What a game the freshman from Brooklyn's had. And here ahead, Koulibaly flips it up as he got hammered. 32 seconds left. 5 fouls on Banks. And his day is done.
You see the last play, and Banks going in. That foul.
11 rebounds today for Banks, only 7 points. Abdul Kareem Koulibaly, the freshman from Mali, at the line. Well, an interesting day. Began in the ACC with 5 teams tied at 5 and 7. Boston College wins in overtime at Virginia Tech in the first game of our doubleheader. And then Pittsburgh defends their home court against a rising Georgia Tech team that was looking to make it 4 wins in their last 5 ball games. But now the Yellow Jackets will continue their inability to win back-to-back ACC games, something they haven't done all year.
And one of the things I think hurt them, Evan, too, was that the turnovers. The turnovers were something that plagued them all afternoon long. And again, they started out shooting the ball well. They were able to get back into this game, but careless turnovers. And then I thought that Champagnie's big day and then their ability to get offensive rebounds really hurt the Yellow Jacks today.
McGowan with 12 of his 14 in the second half. Justin Champagnie to the bench for Pittsburgh after a 30-point performance. Jeff Capel's got himself a good one in Champagnie. Khalid Moore tips it back up, and in 12 seconds left, Josh Pastner says no foul. Pittsburgh ball with 9.3 to go. Pittsburgh going to pick up their 15th win overall. They're going to be 6 and 7 in the ACC. A sensational Saturday for Justin Champagnie, and the Pittsburgh Panthers prevail 73-64 at the Pitt. 30 points, 9 rebounds for the freshman. Jeff Capel gets his first win against Georgia Tech. 73-64 is the final. For Brian Oliver and our entire crew, I'm Evan Lepler saying so long from the Steel City. Pittsburgh victorious. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, everybody.